Open your heart, my dear ones, to the flow of all life. In the flow of all that is, you create, you enjoy and treasure, you release. This is the natural flow. Actually, you let go before you even create. The essence of a thought form, its purpose, its duration, all this is present in its wholeness, which is created, in its entirety all at once. You can and do make new choices, create new things, alter that which you've created. So it's a world, a universe that you live in, complete with endless possibilities for experience and manifestation, experimentation and embodiment, or creation in form in other ways. There is much letting go energy in the dimensions in which you are engaged from the focal point of your unique perspective. The earth, so glorious and shimmery, sustaining all of you with abundance and never-ending willingness to provide, is releasing her old, dualistic self and becoming a new energy form, a new space in which there will be no duality, and more recognition of this is emerging. All of this is surfacing love energies, and the love energies are surfacing all that does not match them to be released. Those of you aligned with the new earth, are propelled by her energy, releasing and ascending as she is by yours. She exists fully in the new space, as do you, and she also exists in various versions of herself, as thought forms held and given energy by you and others who still chose to create her in other dimensions or combinations of dimensions. Do you understand? For each form there are multiple versions which exist and are continually created, amplified or dissolving, and each exists to those who are attuned to that vibration, that perspective. Perspective is simply vibration after all. Do not be afraid of the experience of letting go of anything, anyone, any dream, any experience. You have countless opportunities to create anew, to adjust your current creations. Your thought forms, the focus of your energy, can even remake the past. Your power is beyond anything you can comprehend. You affect a multitude of universes each moment that you embody awareness and give rise to the unique focus of your own energy. There is a sweetness to letting go. Somehow there is a recognition of the whole which is difficult to experience prior to an anticipation of letting go. It is good to feel this whole, what it means to create this thought form, the void that will exist after you move on to another point in your experience. This sense of the wholeness of any given thing you create is far richer than you tend to consider. There is the anticipation of receiving the creation, preceded by the desire to experience and the tuning into that which is coming into your experience, which promises the delivery of your desire. There are the few or many experiences connected to experiencing and knowing your creation. The disappointment, the readjustment, the modification with your expectations, the new experience aligning and forming to your newly modified thought form, the delight of your own power to transform existing form, to enhance and mold it even more to your own liking. It is a process. It is an instant, though too all of it is a whole thing. It has an arc, and sometimes it has a circling, many circling even. And then there is perhaps a separation, or a division of the thought form into two new things, or multiple other things, and the remaining thought form of what was this is when a relationship is involved, for example, which could be a love relationship, a job, a home. The energy of the existing relationship lives on endlessly, for there is no such thing as time. No moment in which it did not exist, only that it does, and again, it has a certain arc, or perhaps a certain spiraling up circle, or spiraling out, or spiraling around and around. It's up to you. It has a certain quality, shall we say. And this quality, or its nature may be is continually recreated just as you are. Each day you create yourself anew. Only if you don't alter your thought forms or beliefs significantly you think nothing is changing, but that is only camouflage. Nothing is solid and unchanging. All is vibration and is continually being created and shaped by energy. Do you not see that there is no sadness here? It is in the third dimension where there is a desire to know duality as a way of understanding more deeply and appreciating more fully, that which is all blended in the higher realms. The shift away, the releasing of the third dimension in full is what you are sensing is beginning. And some of you will not be sensing this at all yet. It is not time for you. For those of you that are, here is such beauty and intensity in the experience of separateness, for then the experience of connection has such meaning. There is such a powerful sweetness in the one, for it deepens the appreciation and the love for the other, the opposite. Now, with the awakening of unity consciousness happening in many light beings, being embodied by many light beings, you are tuning into the wavelength and beginning to feel, to sense the thought form of the third-dimensional earth, the beautiful earth in which you have lived many, many lives, as it begins the completion of its amazing and stupendous arc. The moment is at hand to begin appreciating this glorious arc, of which you are a co-creator and participant. Tears of joy and love, tears of appreciation, and all, let them flow freely from you, and release them as you release the third-dimensional earth, with freedom and awareness of all the joy you have known, here. There is a sweetness to all of this, which requires your focus and your reflection. I invite you to take the time, my dear beloved ones, who have lived and loved and cherished and created this now ascendant planet Earth, to take time to focus and reflect on all you can sense of her prior beautiful arc, so you celebrate your amazing creations. You may realize with gratitude all you have been given and experienced, and ultimately so you may let this go. Only then can you fully turn your attention to the new Earth, and get about the many things you will create and shape their two processes, structures, experiences, forms, connections, patterns. There is no rush. Each of you will approach this shift and dissolution of your existing focal point in the third-dimensional Earth when the time is right for you. There are physical transitions to be made before you will feel inclined to do this. Do not rush yourselves, and most of all, do not be afraid. All that you have created will live on. Nothing will die. But your experience, your perspective, your focus, will shift to the newly emerging planet Earth, and like the body you now have, which has none of the cells of your childhood, the old Earth will not be part of you experience at some point. But like your childhood, will live on, eternally, in your awareness and as valid as your soul. It is not important to try and understand these words. Simply feel them. And when you are ready, set aside some time to begin the process of releasing yourself from all the energy forms which are no longer aligned with your emerging, crystalline self. This is an ongoing process and one which will at some point, include your third-dimensional home, the old planet Earth. The grace to allow this all to transpire will come to you as you allow. It is a very delicate energy, this grace, to be approached with the utmost delicacy and respect. It is an energy of no resistance. We are with you, and although this transition feels like an enormous shift, it is one which you will approach and begin when you are ready, and like all of your experience, you will have all that you need to choose how this shift happens for you. You who feel ready to enjoy the process of becoming and creating in the new Earth, you must start now. And others will follow. Spend time in this new dimension and begin to shape your experiences, and extend the love and joy of this vision to all who enter this dimension, welcoming them, their unique soul signatures and their discrete focal points, their contribution and their radiant specificity. Begin to create for yourself the foundations for a new experience so perfectly aligned with your heart's desire that you create a bridge for yourself, be it short or long, that makes releasing the old as simple as receiving a much longed for and desired experience of any kind. Joy-filled. Effortless. Expect wonderful things for yourself and create this entry into your new planet Earth with the ease, self-love, and inspiration of a master, for that is what you are awakening to. Remember, I am with you always. Ask. Call upon me for comfort, clarity, wisdom, courage, anything that you need, and know that you are not alone. You are cherished, comforted, and most of all, loved. I am the Archangel Michael.